Thank you for being a friend. Travel down.
Hi guys, welcome to Truth Talkin Thursday. This is Jim, I'm Jane. And I had the opportunity recently to have some discussions with some of our, I would say, community leaders. People that are involved in the community, people that are involved in politics, people that are involved in event planning for our little community. And it made me open my mind up and really do some thinking. And one thing that's kind of stuck with me is all of these people mentioned how the success or failure of an event is dependent upon volunteers, and that is the biggest downfall of our little community. There are a significant lack of volunteers, and I guess I would have to say a little ashamed to say that it's mostly women of my age group that appear to be not as informed as we could be in some of these events. Jim, what does community mean to you? When you think about our little town that we live in of Port Colborne, Ontario, would you classify the city of Port Colborne as a community?
Oh, sure, yeah, I think it's a community.
But on what level?
I think I have decided or elected to not be as involved as perhaps I would like to have been or like to be. I find it easier to take care of myself if I'm more by myself, sort of thing. I don't play particularly well with other kids in the sandbox sometimes.
And that's fine, Jim, but I do happen to know that you are quite involved in some specific communities. You're quite involved in your church group. You volunteer, you take responsibility there, you volunteer for activities that are there, do you not?
Oh yeah, all the time. But the community itself to me is bits and pieces, like their clubs and their organizations and their groups and their things where people just even 4 or 5 or 6 people that get together and go out maybe every Saturday morning and go and walk their pets down to the seniors' home, because seniors love to have pets and stuff around. So community to me is where people get together and agree to put their energy together in a collective for the betterment of other people that live in the community. They put themselves out there and ahead of other people for the benefit of other people. That to me is what a community is.
Mm-hmm. Well, I was thinking a little bit about times long gone, before any of our times, really. I remember as a young girl reading the Laura Ingalls Wilder books, which I'm sure that many girls did when they were young. And I guess I was thinking about their communities. Now I know that they all pulled together because they had to survive. They had committees and communities that planned the building of schools, the building of churches. They helped each other with their barns and homes, and they helped each other with their harvests and, building the towns and all of those kind of things. They were warm and wonderful.
Part of what you said is really important, and what has changed, because if there's ever been a time when we need more people coming together as a community, it's now.
Yeah.
That back then it was an expectation. I mean, there was a barn raising, so you just expected to be there. Grab a hammer, get some nails, let's go, get it together, and in a day they would raise a barn.
And now,
but we still need those barns raised.
We have need of each other in different ways.
Well, the communities are different. The needs of the community is different.
Yes.
We've got things, we don't need to have actual physical labor to raise a barn, although it'd be kind of neat to watch, wouldn't it? But
it would.
But we have, our needs have changed, but the reason why we do it hasn't changed.
Yes, exactly.
Or at least it shouldn't have changed. It has changed. But the need to band together and to pool your energy and your resources and your reserves and all that kind of stuff hasn't changed a bit.
No.
We still need those people to jump up and say,
we do.
Yeah, I'll give you a hand to do that.
We do. And furthermore to that thought is how we all can think of, I'm sure at one time or another, where we in our heads thought, well, things should be like this, or things should be like that, or this should be offered, or we should do this, or this town should be this or that. But what are we doing to put the effort forward to make that happen? And that's where, for myself, I feel that lack of community involvement. I haven't been. I've been focused on my own life. And, you know, just a couple weeks ago, we talked about the tragedy with the hockey team on the bus and all those loss of lives. And we talked about world over the support with hockey sticks and jerseys out and things like that, you know, and then we go back to our own little lives. And at that time, we discussed what are we doing in our own community. And all of those things have sparked these thoughts in me where this community is where we live. They say that small towns are close and everybody knows everybody. I don't know everybody. I don't even know some of my neighbors' names. How sad is that? And I don't think I'm alone in that. I think there's many people that have no idea who their neighbors are. They haven't taken the time. They're busy. Everybody keeps their head down. You don't even wave or say good morning to them. And that's really sad. These people, they're part of our community. They're part of our lives. And I guess I keep coming back to the fact, what if we need something? What if we need help? Where are we going to be if we haven't cultivated and reached out to those around us and cared about other people and been community minded about it? And it doesn't matter what. Jim brought up an interesting thought before we started recording here, that the reason we don't volunteer is because we're afraid we're going to get asked to do more. And
your community is only as strong or as not useful, but it's only as strong as the effort that's put into making it strong. So in other words, if nobody lifts a finger to do anything, that community is not going to thrive. It'll continue to exist, but it's not going to thrive.
Well, I guess I was kind of thinking about, you know, the thought of shop local.
Yeah.
I like that.
Yeah.
But who's going to shop local if you don't know your merchants?
So what's got to change?
I think one of the biggest things is putting ourselves out there. For me, I know that's a fact for me. I need to put myself out there.
What we've done over the last 20 years is that we've created a culture, a living culture, and lots of communities do this, of aloneness.
Yes.
We don't want, we work really hard at being alone. Mm-hmm. Our devices do that. Our technology is doing that. Everything is geared towards staying away from people.
Yes.
It doesn't surprise me that communities are struggling to get people involved.
We aren't connected, and part of being a community is being connected.
And it doesn't seem like we want to be connected.
Correct.
In a societal way, we don't encourage people to interact and intermingle with their neighbors and their friends.
Yeah. We don't do those things, clubs and groups and everything, because we say we're too busy. And I understand busy.
Doing what?
But we always make time to do what's important. And I think we're lacking the knowledge to understand how important these things are. So important. We understand as parents the value we put on the groups and clubs that our children attend. But what about us as adults? Mm-hmm. Because really, what are we showing our children? We run them all over the creation. We don't matter. Whatever. Your job is to run me around. That's what the kid thinks. Mm-hmm. So they grow up, and then what? That's what their job is to their kids too? Are we seeing a pattern here? Is this what we want? Are we doing what is going to promote the growth of our society and the maintenance of our community? So, community. I am super interested to know what your thoughts are on community and the community that you live in. So send us a note, make a comment on the video. I would love to hear it. Absolutely. And it doesn't just have to be on our little city of Port Colborne at all. It can be whatever community you're from. Yeah. I'd love to hear what the traditions and the ways that your community is promoted. I'd love to hear that. So have a great week.
Thanks for stopping by.